The Crocodile's Captive, a Malaysian folktale. There was a village called Muara Kandungan, situated on the banks of the Bahru River. One day, the villagers came to celebrate the wedding of Gala Bungas, the daughter of the village head. It was a festive occasion indeed. The raft for the bride and groom was decorated beautifully. After the wedding ceremony, the bridal couple seated side by side on the raft traveled downstream by the river mouth. There was traditional music as well as the recital of poems. Everyone had a good time. At dusk, Galabungas went down alone to the river to bathe. While bathing, her fragrance wafted in the direction of the crocodile which lived in the Bahru River. The crocodile fell in love with Galabungas. It wanted to make Galabungas its queen. Stealthily, it glided towards Galabungas. Then quick as lightning, it snatched her in its jaws and disappeared in the choppy water. At night, there was commotion in the village head's house. The new bride could not be found. She disappeared on her wedding night. The village elders sought help from a Dukan.
Galabungas is missing. Someone did a kun.
The Dukan told them,
Galabungas is still alive, but only Ajay, the husband of Galabungas, can come to see her. Ajay should accept whatever the crocodile offers.
Without wasting any time, he dived into the river and swam to the place where the crocodile lived. Ajay asked,
"Please, return my wife."
but the crocodile was reluctant and says,
Take this white goat instead.
"No, return my wife."
Very well. If you don't want this female goat, I shall swallow her now.
Suddenly, the Dukan jumped into the water.
No! No!
He caught the front of the goat in the crocodile's mouth and pulled it and snap! Dragging Ajay by the arm, the Dukan swam ashore. He was furious with Ajay for breaking the condition.
No! Look at what the crocodile offered you!
Ajay was stunned. The front leg of the goat was really the arm of a fair-skinned girl. A wedding ring was on her finger, and henna marks were on her fingers. The wedding ring belonged to Galabungas. Ajay was broken-hearted. He sat by the crocodile creek, mourning for his wife. As time passed by, Ajay turned to stone. The stone came to be called Batu Ajay or Ajay Rock. It is said that water washed over the stone would turn red.
There were many relevant issues that can be seen in this folktale. First is the very much community spirit of the people, culture and tradition, and how they give revenge to the head family. When they learned that the daughter of the village head is getting married, the people came and celebrate. Decorated the raft facility, played music and recited poem, and had a good time. The long-term existence of folktales proves its value. Secondly, a number of moral lessons have been discussed in this folktale and is still relevant to the present times. These morals have been diminishing in youth, and its needs to the recited, and one way is to include them in early stage development of children through folktales.
According to literature, there is a need to revisit the moral education in Malaysia. The historical, religious, and the socio-cultural aspects of Malaysia have been of concern since the first moral education syllabus was constructed. Thus, the need to undergo another evaluation and revision to ensure unique and dynamic implementation within the multicultural setting. These folktales play a huge role in this moral education initiative. It is therefore significant, timely, and much needed that these folktales can be integrated into our curriculum. Only then that is likely that these ancient tales will be around as long as humanity exists.
One of the morals in this folktale is to think many times before saying or doing anything. See things clearly before making any decision. The impulse usually creates remorse. The moral of teamwork is also seen in this story when people get together and work on a certain cause. As defined, teamwork is a process of cooperation that allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results, as defined by Skatani 2001. In Malay culture, sabar, which is patience, is central and highly praised. Patience is not only common but also an important social emotion that help in upholding moral values in the Malay culture. Listening to other people and retaining your objectivity are critical qualities as well that we should also learn. Ajay's fickleness caused the bride's tragic demise. This folktale also teaches people to be patient, think wisely, act calmly, and be cautious of the possible outcome of our actions. This story also reminds people to listen to others when making decisions, because others may know more and are better than us. This folktale is significant to preserve the long-standing ideology and virtues of patience and thoughtfulness, and continue to embed in stories passed down through generations.
The crocodile's captive can be compared to the North Nigerian crocodile, the spider, the genie ball, and the Franklin, the Hassan crocodile. Emotionally, they felt bad the breed got eaten up, as the groom was not given a second chance to redeem himself, as a life is not devoid of mistakes. In terms of Ajay controlling his emotions and being calm and wise, the crocodile's captive can be compared to the Philippines crocodile, the girl who turned into a fish. The girl was so beautiful and captivating that an ugly crab fell in love with her. But the girl got angry and screamed at the crab, and drove him away, causing the head crab to curse her to become a fish covered with scales. This teaches us how to weigh our actions between our emotion and wisdom.
It's confusing and a little odd thinking why Golapangas and Ajay did not bathe at the same time in the river, considering that they already have the full right since they were already married. But on another perspective, it could be possible that Golapangas bathed alone to prepare for her first honeymoon with Ajay. It could be the reason why she was so fragrant while bathing, which got the attention of the crocodile. Literature says that bathing with a certain flower is partly a tradition for Malay culture, either in Malaysia or in Indonesia. Flower bath is part of the beauty treatment before the steam baths and traditional massage, as compared to the prior Malay practice. Flower bath is a ritual practice that has to be carried out or remove any uncomfort matter avoid the interference of evil spirits, and many others. Ruslan, etc., all 2017. So while we can blame Ajay or Globangus for painting alone, we could also give a benefit of the doubt that the intention is doing it was pure.
Ajay should have taken extra care of his beautiful wife and protect her. If he realized how dangerous it was, he might not be that complacent. The best part of making a gallant attempt to save the bride from danger is that, if the peril has already occurred, the groom should try to avert it wisely instead of losing his temper. A harmonious way of doing things with the crocodile might be the answer. Ajay's response to the death of his wife is valid and acceptable to one value system, but not necessarily to Malay value system. Senang hati is one Malay trait, which means having a heart that is at ease and untroubled, and a relaxed state of mind. This shows why a majority of the Malaysians would rather choose to have a serene mind over complicated decisions in life. While Malays treasure a family bond so much, Ajay could have moved on instead of mourning for so long and become a stone.
Folktales are as important as our value system. Every country has folktales, and every narrative has a significant background. Their story of life and experience in folktales is a philosophy. And in specific ways, our philosophies are very much linked to our lives and can be reflected through folktales. Folktales are very rich in moral values and ethics, and they also help understand our culture and roles in the society. It also helps in establishing our identity and as a community or race, especially in children, and also shows how we are changing as we are influenced by different culture and value system over time. As much as we want to preserve our value system and impart it to the new generation, same should be done to folktales. It should be carried on by telling them to the children and also to adults as reminders. As evidenced by the initiatives to review and revise the moral education in Malaysia by integrating folktales in curriculum, we can say there is hope that the culture, values, and traditions of Malay people can be preserved and carried on to the next generation.